Imagine waking up one day, no alarm blaring, no rush to commute, and best of all, no boss. Just the freedom to spend your day however you choose, knowing that your bank account is growing steadily, even as you sip your morning coffee. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it's not. This could be your life, and the key to unlocking it is learning how to live off dividends, and not just any dividends, but enough to bring in a cool $3,495 per month. In today's fast-paced, high-stress world, more and more people are looking for ways to achieve financial freedom without having to grind away in a 9-to-5 job. And there's no better or faster way to do that than by living off dividends. But wait, you might be thinking, doesn't that take decades of investing and saving? What if I told you there's a faster, smarter way to get there? Yes, that's right. Today we're diving deep into the secrets of how you can live off dividends in a fraction of the time most people think it takes. What exactly are dividends, and why should you care? Before we jump into the strategy, let's quickly break down what dividends are and why they're so powerful. Dividends are regular payments made by companies to their shareholders. Think of them as a thank you gift for investing in a company's stock. These payments come straight from a company's profits and can be distributed quarterly, annually, or even monthly. Now imagine having a portfolio that generates enough in dividends that you can live comfortably without ever touching the principal investment. That's financial freedom, and it's entirely possible with the right approach. Step 1. Calculate your dividend goal. Let's get real for a second. We all have different financial needs, but for the purpose of this article, we're going to aim for $3,495 per month in dividend income. That's $41,940 per year. A comfortable amount for many people to cover living expenses or at least significantly supplement other income streams. To reach that goal, we need to determine how much you need to invest. This depends on the dividend yield, which is the percentage of the stock price that the company pays out in dividends. On average, a decent dividend yield ranges between 3% and 5.3%. However, for this plan to work efficiently, we'll target an average yield of 4%. To calculate how much you'll need to invest, simply divide your annual income goal, $41,940, by your target dividend yield, 4%. Here's the math. $41,940 divided by 4% equals $1,048,500. Yes, you read that right. You'll need roughly equals $1,048,500 invested in dividend-paying stocks with an average 4% yield to hit your $3,495 monthly target. But don't let that number scare you. We're going to show you how to get there faster than you ever thought possible. Step 2. Start with high-yield dividend stocks. Not all stocks are created equal when it comes to dividends. If you want to fast-track your path to financial freedom, the first thing you need to do is build your portfolio around high-yield dividend stocks. These are stocks that pay out a larger percentage of their profits as dividends. But there's a catch: you can't just pick the highest yield you see. Sometimes yields that are too high signal a struggling company, which might cut its dividend or worse, go bankrupt. A safer bet is to target companies with strong fundamentals, a history of stable dividend payouts, and a yield between 4% and 6%. Some great sectors to look into for high-yield stocks include real estate, utilities, and consumer staples. Companies in these sectors tend to have reliable cash flows, making them safer bets for consistent dividend payments. Let's break down a few key sectors and stocks you can start looking into. Real estate investment trusts are companies that own or finance income-producing real estate. By law, they are required to pay out 90% of their taxable income to shareholders in the form of dividends, making them great dividend-paying stocks. Look into companies like Realty Income Corporation or Vanguard Real Estate. Utility companies are known for their stability. Since they provide essential services like electricity and water, they tend to have consistent cash flows, making them reliable dividend payers. Examples include Duke Energy and Consolidated Edison. Consumer staples: these companies produce goods that people need regardless of economic conditions, such as food, beverages, and personal care items. Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, and Coca-Cola are strong players in this space with a history of paying and increasing dividends. Step 3. Automate your investing. Set it and forget it. One of the fastest ways to build your dividend income is through consistency. By automating your investments, you ensure that you're buying dividend-paying stocks regularly, without letting emotions dictate your decisions. This strategy is often called dollar cost averaging, and it helps smooth out the ups and downs of the stock market. Every month, commit to investing a set amount of money into your dividend portfolio and don't skip months. Over time, this will build up your principal, allowing you to generate more and more dividend income. And with the power of compounding reinvesting your dividends, your income will grow even faster. Here's an example to illustrate the power of consistency. If you invest $500 per month into dividend stocks with a 4% yield, after 10 years you'll have contributed $60,000 of your own money. But your account will have grown to approximately $73,000 thanks to dividends and reinvestment. Keep going, and that snowball effect will only grow bigger faster. Step 4. Reinvest your dividends. Compounding power. Speaking of compounding, here's where the magic happens. Instead of taking your dividends as cash, reinvest them back into buying more shares of dividend-paying stocks. This might not sound like much at first, but over time, this strategy has a snowball effect. The more shares you own, the more dividends you receive, which allows you to buy even more shares, and so on. This compounding process can significantly accelerate the time it takes for you to reach your goal of living off dividends. Let's break it down. Imagine you start with a $10,000 investment, and you're earning a 4% yield. That's $400 in dividends for the year. If you reinvest those dividends instead of spending them, you'll have more shares, which will generate even more dividends next year. Rinse and repeat this process, and in a few years, you'll be surprised at how fast your dividend income grows. The beauty of compounding is that it allows your investments to grow exponentially. For example, if you reinvest your dividends for 20 years with a 7% average annual return, your portfolio could double in size every 10 years. That's the kind of growth that can turn a modest investment into a powerful income-generating machine. Step 5. Diversify, but don't overdo it. While high-yield dividend stocks are great for fast-tracking your income, it's important to diversify your portfolio. This reduces your risk in case one of your stocks underperforms or cuts its dividend. Aim to spread your investments across different sectors and industries. For example, you might have some money in utility stocks, some in real estate, some in consumer staples, and some in telecom companies. Diversifying helps protect your income stream from the inevitable ups and downs of the market. If one sector struggles like energy did in 2020, your other holdings in more stable industries can help balance things out. But don't go overboard. Owning too many different stocks can dilute your returns and make it harder to manage your portfolio. A good rule of thumb is to own between 10 to 20 high-quality dividend-paying stocks. This will give you a diversified income stream while still allowing you to focus on the best-performing companies. Step 6. The fast-track dividend growth stocks. Now, if you really want to accelerate your journey, here's a little-known trick. Focus on dividend growth stocks. These are companies that not only pay dividends but have a history of consistently increasing their dividend payouts. Think of companies like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, or Microsoft. While their yields might not be as high as 5% right now, they make up for it by growing their dividends over time, which means your income increases year after year without you having to lift a finger. By combining high-yield stocks with dividend growth stocks, you'll create a balanced portfolio that gives you both immediate cash flow and future growth. Dividend growth stocks are especially powerful for those who are willing to reinvest their dividends for several years before tapping into them for income. The combination of reinvested dividends and increasing payouts can supercharge your portfolio's growth, helping you reach your monthly income goal even faster. Step 7. Avoid these common pitfalls. While building a dividend portfolio can be a game changer, there are a few common mistakes to avoid. 1. Chasing unsustainable high yields. As tempting as it may be to grab the stock with the highest yield, be cautious. A yield above 8% is often a red flag that the company is struggling. Look for solid companies with yields in the 3% to 6% range. 2. Not doing your homework. Always research the company's financials, dividend history, and payout ratio, the percentage of earnings paid out as dividends. A company paying out more than 80% of its earnings as dividends could be at risk of a cut in tough times. 3. Over-concentration in one sector. While sectors like real estate, investment trusts, and utilities are great for dividends, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different industries to mitigate risk. Step 8. Achieving your goal. The final stretch. Once you've built a portfolio of dividend-paying stocks, your next step is simple: maintain and grow it. Continue reinvesting dividends, stay consistent with your monthly contributions, and review your portfolio annually to ensure it remains diversified and aligned with your goals. It may take a few years to reach that $3,495 per month mark, but with discipline and patience you'll get there, and possibly sooner than you think. Financial independence through dividends isn't just a dream, it's a reality that many people have already achieved. And now you have the blueprint to do the same.